in the other person enough to solve the problem, even if the person is not going to buy from me, but I'm really interested in helping her to solve her problem. So how do you gain wealth? Okay, hold it there. Wisdom and understanding. But something is not complete. There is your. Did you notice that word there? By whose? Your. See, there's a lot of wisdom and understanding floating around. But have you made it yours? There's a lot of wisdom. So first of all, the secret to amass wealth, wisdom and understanding. Anybody who has amassed wealth, that's a formula. Whether the person goes to church or not is a law. It's by wisdom and understanding. But there is your. So my wisdom and understanding is not going to amass wealth for you. Even the wisdom and understanding I'm sharing with you today, you still have to first of all make it your own. Your own. This is why it is critical to develop your mind and to develop yourself. Malaysia, all this money is just carry drugs, I got goals to make it overnight. But I'm good enough to tell you and experienced enough to tell you that it is impossible to build true wealth without patience. Patience is a strategy for wealth. And patience doesn't mean being passive. Patience doesn't mean being lazy. You're working, you're persevering, and you're following a strategy. So by the time you build wealth, okay? I know how I started. And I'm still on the journey. I'm still just starting. But do you know what it means that you can go anywhere in the world and you'll be looking for whether somebody is following you or not? Do you know what that means? That there are many people who are those they can never be alone. They never find it alone. Somewhere. They will always be looking at their back, looking everywhere about who is following them. So now, you gain wealth by wisdom and understanding. And how do you increase it? For many years. Any day I do not read at least 2 hours, like including today. Because when I come off this, there's books all over the place. You come to my hotel room, books all over the place. I sleep with books. I wake up with books. When I have a moment, I'm reading books. And when I'm not physically reading it, I'm listening to audio books. See, because what you put in here is what you're going to get out. But do you know what is inside many of our heads? The young Nigerian today, he knows everything about Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows the names of Ronaldo's children. He knows the wife. He knows the age of the wife. He knows where Ronaldo's wife shops in Dubai. Our youth know Messi. They know the name of Messi's village. They know his birthday. They know the kind of shoes that Messi wears. They know everything about Messi. But they don't know jack about their own lives, about their own purpose in life. They don't know jack about what it means to build a business and to succeed. So many of us are filling our head with useless knowledge. We spend 6 hours watching Hollywood movies. What has the Hollywood movies done out of these 8 billion people? How many people, and I want answers from the crowd, out of 8 billion people, for instance, how many people, just give me a figure, how many people know you, total, your family, your friends, people you went to school, people you trained with, how many people, give me an idea, how many people know who you are? Give me an idea, I need some answers. Out of 8 billion people, how many people? Just tell me about how many people know you. 5,000? How many? Who else? Okay, he says 5,000. Who else? How many? Think about it. How many people know who you are? Yes, about how many people? 11,000. Okay, so let me get from here. About how many people know who you are, know your name, know you? 500. That's getting more close to it. Okay, how many people know you? Just an idea. Guess. The minute I come in here. No, you. Yes. Maybe. Like how many? 200, 300? More than 1,000. What about you? 4,005. Okay. So, now, how many people do you think know Bill Gates? Okay, how many people here have heard about Bill Gates? How many people in the whole world do you think know that dangerous man? How many people? So let's just say at least half of the world, like 3.5 to 4 million people, right? How money is made in good or bad economy business? Alright, you might not see that very well, but this is Ogo. Follow this very carefully. This is Ogo, alright? That woman is selling Ogo. So what unit of assets? How much do you buy Ogo? Like how much then? Yeah, so it's 100 naira, 1 unit. So that woman sells her Ogo, 100 naira, 1 unit. Okay, let's here. Who cooks here? Restaurant business? Okay. So what's the name of your eatery? Sorry? West Eatery. Okay, West Eatery. Okay, alright. So now, let's say that she buys that Ogo from that woman and goes, not Ogo, bitter leaf, and she goes to her kitchen and prepares this soup, bitter leaf soup, and then she makes a pie, or makes a mo, or makes whatever with it. In Lagos, that would typically be like 5,000, 6,000. It used to be about 4,005 or something in ONITSHA. I know it's cheaper, but in Lagos, right now, when you go to Germany, don't ever go around asking, where is money, where is money? What you should be asking is, how can I add value? That's the way to make money. Now, this company in the US took the same bitter leaf. Do you know what they did? They now prepared it in capsules. And then you have these bitter leaf capsules going for $100. That's how much you buy it online. So $100 is about 75,000 naira. Do you see the same cocoa? So the same bitter leaf from 100 naira has gone all the way to 75,000 naira because of doing what? Adding value. That is a secret. So I usually run my programs at the Go Hotel in Victoria Island. So the last time I was there, we had a last program there in January. That's adding value. Now, let me shock you a little bit more. You know, cocoa. So, I have an office in Accra, Ghana. So, I have to come from Accra. So, they do a lot of cocoa in Ghana and also in Cote d'Ivoire. Cocoa or something for like $2. But the most expensive chocolate, which you can find online, the Chocopology, is 2,600 more by just adding value plus the packaging. During the so-called pandemic in 2020, how much will you buy this nose mask or something here? How much will you buy that nonsense here? 100 naira. Okay. Now, I've heard about Louis Vuitton. Anybody heard of it? Okay. So it's a luxury brand. Do you know how much they were selling their own? $399. That's $400. So multiply that by 700. That's like 28,000 naira or something for nose mask. Do you know why? Because they put their brand. They just put their logo on it. You can find it online. I think it's still selling. The same thing people are buying. They just put their logo, their brand on it, and they were selling it $399 at that time. So So she said yes. Yeah. Anybody who buys watch, and yeah, think about this man who bought it. This guy who bought this watch at $1 million, did he buy it so that he'll be telling time? So that's the difference between commodity and value proposition. So you want to set up your business in such a way that you're selling value, not commodity. Because anybody can buy a watch. If you want to tell time, you need cheap watches. I wanted to say cheap watches, and I will show you this. It's not. So you can buy cheap watches for 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira to tell time. But you don't go to buy a watch for 75,000 naira just to tell time. There must be value. So there's value. Because what this person bought is a serious investment. I can guarantee you that in another 10 years, when he's selling these same watches, even if we don't have money to start. So let me say something. I mentioned it in radio yesterday. Let me say something to now. In fact, when I started, I was about 45 million naira in debt. I was owing Access Bank, I was owing UBA, I was owing Eco Bank, I was owing Lighthouse Asset Management. It took about 40-something million naira. So I started in minus. And then the investment, so-called investment I made in Nospetco. Has anybody heard about Nospetco here? Okay, well, this is something in Lagos area. So the money I put there, $100,000 of my saving, lost all of them till now. So I started, so I not only lost that money, I started minus 40-something million in debt. Without money, so you can start. So how did I do it? So stop giving yourself excuse. Oh, I don't have money to start a business. I don't have. That is a lamest excuse. That excuse can hold you down for 5 years. You know that people who have been wanting to start for the past 10 years, some people who are working, civil servants, they say, oh, we want to start a business. I want to be and start a business. They've been saying it for 12 years. And I can feel that need. Yeah, so tell me, what are you thinking? Why are you looking at me? That's a good question. Yeah, I was looking at that. Like, why are you looking at me like that? They said, how will you sell and buy? Very, very simple. Very simple. Because for money, like you've seen, for money to be made, now, remember what I showed you earlier about how money is made and how it's multiplied. How is money made? That's one. Before that one, when I showed you that passage in Ezekiel 28, wisdom and understanding, sell my services. I went to sell my services. And guess what happened? My first sale was 20 or 25,000 naira. And at that time, there were financial challenges in the house because money was not coming. And I lost money. And then I was no longer working in Shell. And all that. So things were hard. Things were hard. So when I talk to young people, I tell them about patience. You do not know where some of us are coming from. Things were hard. It came to a point that we could no longer afford water. I couldn't afford water again because we used to have this dispensable water, costly anyway, in those days in my house, in Shell house. So we drank, the distilled water and all that. And at that time it was 300 naira. I don't know how much it is today. It was 300 naira. And it was getting difficult because now we buy that thing in my house. It used to last for like 2 days. Now that what I used to buy in Seaway in 1 week could buy us pure water for the whole month. So I went back, I went to the house that day, and I said to my wife, sweetheart, we'll buy this pure water and start drinking. And my wife said, pure water? I never drink pure water. I never drink pure water. I said, you will drink. I said, you will drink. She did not like it. So I went and checked out the pure water. Because if you want to drink, buy this other one. Because you drink it. So I'm happy to announce to you that today she drinks pure water. So things were that difficult. difficult. That was the time that I started my business. Then I sold. I was going around, speaking, telling people about my services. Full gospel people invited me. From there, one person in full gospel, they started knowing me and what I could do. I started telling people I could do team building, I could do that. So I was going around the whole place, selling. And then the major breakthrough came. And so you see, I did not have the money. But what did I do? I sold. Now I have the money. Now that I have the money, I can buy a laptop. I didn't want to wait until I bought laptop. The time I did it, I didn't have a useful laptop. The laptop was useless. We were using tape at the back to hold the screen. I did not say, oh, I must buy a laptop before I do that. But now, I can buy a laptop. This Apple I'm using, I don't want to tell you how much I bought it, but I can buy a laptop now, worth millions of naira. But if I'm saying I have to wait until I get the money, I can tell you that I will still be waiting up to today. So I now go to, so what's the name? So I go to Chief Silvanus and I say, I have a plot of land that I want to sell. And that plot of land is 1.8 million. And why you need to buy that is because in the future there's a railway coming along that place. And there's this area with a big shopping mall or something that's coming. So in another 5 years, this 1.8 million, because to sell real estate, you sell real estate by painting the vision of the future. You don't sell it as it is. Nobody will buy it. So, and I'm telling you, I painted the picture, and then the kind of book says, where can I eat good food?
Hello.
Your restaurant must come in the first 3 to 5 names. That should be the kind of thing in your mind. When you have that sort of thing in your mind, then you see automatically added file. So by the time you added file to yourself, you automatically creating file. Secondly, in terms of adding value in the classroom, there's so many things. You are just limited by your imagination. You may have seen videos of how in a classroom there are about 20 children. I see some of these videos from the US. And then the teacher, they have a special way they greet each particular child. I've seen a video like that. Every child comes, they are filing and they are coming to this, the teacher, they do this dance. Has anybody seen that video? Yes. Then another child comes, and you can imagine parents there watching. And then another child comes, they have their own special. The teacher does that, the student does that, they do this one, then they pump and pump. That's fine, look at the next thing. Who am I going to call? So you're limited by your imagination. And then again, even how you decorate your own classroom event. Alright, you get one contract today, that's it. For the next 2 years, nothing. You are just there doing politics, struggling for ballot box and all that. There are people who are only missing when it is politics time. And then after that, no other work, nothing. You just stay there, drinking beer and all that, and telling stories. How about life is more important than that? Okay, so we talk about how to make it a system when we come. But for now, all right, so I hand it back to the MC. Okay, thank you very much.